Heyo, your friendly neighborhood quarter guy here, and to start off today, let's talk a little bit about Mortal Kombat X. Now, every time I see a new trailer for this game, it gets me more hyped. So the trailers are obviously doing their job. In recent weeks, we've seen a trailer pretty much introducing the story mode and a few new characters and some returning characters. Mainly among the returning characters, we have Raiden, Johnny Cage, and Sonya Blade, and Kenshi. And we have some new characters introduced in the trailer as well, most notably of which was revealed when the game was revealed, that being Cassie Cage, the daughter of Johnny Cage and Sonya Blade. Earlier this week, there was a pretty tongue-in-cheek trailer involving the Cage family, and I gotta say, it was pretty well done. And it's good to know that even for how gruesome the game's shaping up to be, it's still gonna have its tongue-in-cheek moments. I mean, the game's too serious, it's gonna be downright depressing, and nobody likes that. And another trailer reveal today is appropriate, oddly enough. Today happens to be Friday the 13th, so guess who's been announced to be in Mortal Kombat X as a guest character? Jason Voorhees. I think it's hilarious that NetherRealm Studios chose this day in particular to reveal that trailer, because as a lot of horror fans know, Jason Voorhees is the signature character from the Friday the 13th movies, so that's a pretty interesting reveal. I mean, MK9 had Freddy Krueger in it. Injustice had Scorpion guest starring from Mortal Kombat. So we shouldn't be surprised to see a special guest character here, too. And considering the bloody nature of Jason and the bloody nature of Mortal Kombat, I think he might be an interesting fit. In other news, a friend of a friend is working on a young adult novel about dragons, and he's running a Kickstarter to hopefully self-publish this book. I'm going to leave a link to the project in the description below, and if you'd like to take a look at it and see if it's something worth backing, feel free to take a look. Also, editing has begun on Top 10 Disappointing Games. I have a preview up already. Link to that is in the description as well. Have a look and get hyped. It's going to be fun. Well, hopefully for you. Because playing those games was sadly not so fun for me. Anyways, on to the fourth wall mailbag! First question comes from VladX94, who asks, when did you start following Maximilian, dude? I had seen a few of Max's videos in the past, but it wasn't until some of his most recent boss rages that I really started getting into him. The determination he puts into fighting each boss and his reactions make the videos so much fun. Seriously, Maximilian is hype. I mean, he is a man who knows his hype. His most recent boss rage in particular, the one where he took on Biofreaks at the request of the best friend Zaibatsu, was particularly fun. And now I can't get the theme they used for that out of my head. But there are some bosses I'd like to see him tackle, but that's not a place for me to say here. Next question comes from Keyblade Soullord, who asks, which Disney worlds would you like them to appear in Kingdom Hearts 3 and explore it? First of all, fix grammar, and second of all, I'd like to see some worlds based on some of Disney's lesser-known movies. For example, worlds involving the Rescuers, perhaps? Or Treasure Planet, maybe? Or how about Atlantis the Lost Empire? That might be interesting. Or maybe even the Black Cauldron. Granted, I haven't seen all those movies, and I hear some of them are not as good as others, but they might still make interesting worlds. Next question comes from CreeperHero051, who asks, what do you think of DB Xenoverse? Well, to be honest, I haven't played it, though I have to admit the concept kinda looks cool. I mean, the idea of making your own DBZ character and having it train with legendary characters from the series sounds pretty neat. Yeah, I might try it at some point, but at this point, I really don't see it happening in the near future. Besides, I've heard that the online is having issues for some people. Next question comes from James Baz, who asks, since you both want to see Arcana Heart characters in Death Battle, what would be the better matchup for Parace Elsia, Shulk or Bayonetta? Probably Bayonetta. I mean, yeah, Shulk has Monado and all, and he Well, I don't want to spoil Xenoblade's story, but I honestly think Bayonetta would be the better choice, considering her powers as an Umbra Witch. I mean, and I have to admit, the idea of seeing Paracelsia beat up by Bayonetta's hair demons sounds too hilarious to pass up. Yeah. Any excuse to see Paracelsia beaten to death would be hilarious. Shulk, on the other hand, I don't think would provide quite an interesting matchup. Final question comes from Chris Johnston, who asks, would you write a letter to Capcom about bringing Mega Man back? Do you really think they'd read it?